Hello and welcome to another Blockies video. This time I'm even more impressed than I was last time. These model kits are really something else. So this is their Marvel Rivals range. I did see them briefly when I was in Germany for the Toy Fest. I thought they looked great then, and actually having them in hand and putting them together, they're even better than I thought they were. So you can see Spider-Man hit some incredible poses. There are plenty of Spider-Men in my collection that can't hit this pose. So for a model kit to come along and just smash it out the park like this is insane. But the focus of this video is on the newer release of Spider. So this is Peni Parker in obviously the Spider mech. And already just the box art makes this thing look really cool. You obviously got the actual images from Marvel Rivals, you've got the model kit images, obviously all the legalities there. And with some of the stuff we've seen prototyped, we've got Jeff the Landshark, we've got Rocket Raccoon, we've got Moon Knight, who recently had more photos released, and this still isn't the final version, but this thing looks insane. Very much looking forward to this one releasing. And then we've also got Ultron, and more images of this guy have been released, and they look beautiful. Now, while Blockies have very kindly provided me with the model kits I'm showing in this video, I would absolutely buy these, and have in fact bought myself a couple of the Transformers model kits. But going back to this model kit, you can see you've got the instruction leaflet for the batteries and the LED system, the actual instructions for the model kit itself, and then all of the individual bags with the parts in. Now, I was very surprised to see how many parts there are. For some reason, I didn't think it would be as detailed as it is. Blockies just keep absolutely blowing out of the water with how good these things are. The Venom and Spider-Man had less parts, I believe, or at least it seemed like there were less. But they're also a more rounded design and just smaller characters overall. Now, with the model kit itself, you do get the figurine of Peni Parker, and it comes on this nice clear orange display base which has Spider's face on it. Very nicely done. It is out of what seems to be PVC. I'm fairly sure it's PVC. It's got the same flex to it that PVC tends to have. So you don't have to worry about it snapping. I imagine a decent primer would stick to it no problem. Now, bringing all the parts in that I put together off screen, you can see you've got the LED system in this as well. So it's another one similar to the Iron Man that I reviewed in the Champion class. A bit of a knock and the lights will turn on. It's impact reactive. And I just want to go over how incredibly detailed the panels are. You've got toe articulation, which again on model kit like this is just the cherry on top. You guys know what I'm like for toe articulation. A lot of what I sell on Etsy are feet, which is really interesting when someone asks what you do for a living and you have to explain you sell feet on the internet, and not in that way. Now, this model kit is done very nicely. The articulation on it is insane. All of the details from the game are put into this pretty much perfectly. Obviously, there are some limitations with it being a model kit and it not having painted application on every single panel. However, there really didn't need to be. Where there is paint and where there is printing, it is done very nicely. It is very clean and it is very crisp, I feel like is probably the better word to use. It's not blurred, basically, like you get on some other brands. It's very evident from the quality of the products that are being put out and from my conversation with some of the people at Blockies that a lot of effort and care goes into these model kits. Not just from a consumer level look, but from an almost personal feel to a company. They seem to actually care about the consumers, caring about giving high quality at a reasonable price point, wanting things to be fun and not just a tedious, here's a model kit and it can be stationary on your shelf. Instead of that, they're using rail systems and they're engineering actual mechanics into their model kit, so you can do things like this. This could have very easily been a swap out part, but they care enough to put in the effort to have it do something cool rather than just be a static piece. The point I'm trying to make when I'm not fumbling over my words like a babbling moron is that this isn't just a company producing slop and marketing it to the masses. It's very evidently a team that put a lot of work and effort into what they're doing. And listen to feedback. Basically, good company, good product, I recommend. Now back to the actual review of said product. I've already explained that I think the range that these model kits have are amazing, but you can actually see the range, and my whole point is that I want to show you what these are capable of. So the head range for this character wouldn't seem like it would be a lot, and initially I thought it could only look a little bit left and right, but if you give it a full twist it can move quite a bit around. You can also see I misaligned the neck here, and my OCD does not like the fact that the throat is now off center, but that's just something I'm going to work through. So great head range, great torso range as well. For this design, this doesn't seem like a design that would work well and still be almost organic looking, despite the geometric shape. Yet it's still got that range to it that you'd expect from a high-end model kit. Those little triangular pieces on the front, those are separate parts, so they move as the torso moves. And then obviously the actual build experience of this is great, hence why I do it off screen, because I like to take my time. It's not going to be interesting for you guys to watch, but I love doing model kits. It's something I mentioned in my last Blockies review. There's something that I find extremely de-stressing, hence why I'm so thankful that Blockies like working with me and like sending me their products to produce content on, because their products are just really nice. And here you can see Spider all put together. Very, very cool looking. Now, up at the point of making this video, I hadn't played Marvel Rivals. I have played it since. And while I had the screen up, this is extremely accurate to the character model. They've even built in the flaps on the back that open up to expose those sockets that then allow you to plug those iron claws in. I know I keep gushing about this model kit and the company overall, but I am a sucker for moving parts like panels. It's one of my favourite things with model kits, where they design something that can then be moved to expose the underlying parts. I'm a big fan of Iron Man model kits that do that, and you know, a character like Spider that has panels that move and the shoulder cannons just really, I don't know, resonates with me. So here you can see it with the spider claws put on. Now, despite me saying I like a bunch of movable parts, I'm not the biggest fan of the spider claws. Not because they've been done in a bad way, I just think for a character that's got as many panel lines, as many details as this, it just feels slightly visually overcrowded. And that's just my personal preference. I mean, you can see in the thumbnail and a couple photos later on, the claws work really well in certain poses. They're just not my cup of tea. Speaking of poses, let's see what Spider can actually do, what poses she can get into, and what poses work for this character. Now, obviously, it's a fairly tanky character. It's also a bit top heavy. Not just in a case of like balance, but in a case of proportion wise. So I find that quite nice like low crouching poses for a character that's tanky and spider based works really well. I do typically have my Venoms in a crouched down kind of hunched pose. I haven't done that with the Blockies one because I quite like having all the details on show. But this works quite well. I'm amazed that Spider can actually just sit on her toes like that. And then you can see with one cannon pointed forwards and in a kind of creeping pose, this works quite nicely as well. Having the ability to pose the fingers means you can really get some personality into these poses. But then I tried the 3-point pose, and I was surprised that this model kit can get into a 3-point pose, and this is how she will stay. Just in case you hadn't picked up on it already, I'm very happy with this model kit. The overall construction of it, very fun, really enjoyed putting it together. The aesthetic of it, really nice. The fact that it can hit a 3-point pose, it just goes to show the articulation on it. Now obviously there are limitations to those hips, because it's got the panels that come up, so you can't quite get like the splits motion going on. But evidently it hits good poses regardless. Now with the claws back on, I do kind of like how this looks. I did later remove them again for my personal display, but I think the claws work better like this because she's lower to the ground. Then bring Spider-Man and Venom in again. Still want to point out how impressive it is that a Spider-Man model kit is hitting this pose. And not looking awkward either. It hits it and it looks natural. Now you can see obviously I've got those massive claws on Venom. As I was just saying, I'm not a big fan of having overly large claws. I will be removing them from Venom and from Spider when I put it on my shelf, but for the purposes of showing you these guys, I think it's quite nice to just show off. Now, as you can see, the details on the Spider-Man and the Venom, very nicely done. I don't know how well you can make it out on video, but the lenses have a hex printing to them. Like, they've actually got texture on the lenses. And then looking at Venom, this could have just been a gloss black or a matte black. They've gone with the kind of metallic-y blue purple pigment to it, which is how I've always wanted to see Venom produced. And then obviously you've got the alternate arm. Rather than making you choose between the spike or the arm, you get both options and they're easy to plug on and off. You can see it's that simple. I've not had to unpose it, I've not had to take any bits apart. It just works as a plug and play. And you can see both work really well. I personally have the preference of having the spike, just because I like showing off kind of the more unique parts that items come with. So when you've got a model kit and you've got either like just the hands or the effect parts, I tend to use effect parts. You can also see the tongue here is on a double ball peg, allowing for quite a lot of movement, should you choose to mess around with Venom's tongue. Now, another thing I would like to point out, aside from obviously the articulation in the head and the neck being very good, these big claw-like effects coming out of his back, you can actually dismantle these, and you can either shrink them, make them bigger, which is going to be great for stop motion, because it means you can make them grow out of his back. But it also means that, and obviously you could do this with all four combining into one, but if you combine two of them, you can get a much longer tendril, which obviously looks a lot more menacing. So if you wanted to, you could mess around and kind of divide the four into two or into three, and either get a set of longer ones, a set of shorter ones, or just combine them all into one and make one really big tendril. It just makes these things even more fun to mess around with. Now, initially I thought you could only get these on AliExpress in the UK or in certain hobby shops. They have started popping up in Hobbycraft, so if there's a big Hobbycraft, there tends to be a lot of the Transformers stuff. I'm going to switch that arm back now to the spike one because I prefer it. But I've also seen them popping up in toy shops like Smith's and The Entertainer. So these are becoming much easier to get hold of, which is exactly what you like to see. I know there's a big Transformers shop in Battersea, London, like a huge Transformers shop, and I think like 60 to 80% of it is blockies. So if you want a Transformers model kit, you know exactly where to go. But now looking back at the stuff that comes with this Spider-Man, obviously you've got the web fist going on there, which is one of his moves from the game. But if you're not feeling that and you want him just to look like your normal Spider-Man, you can pop the normal arm back on. And it's a very simple plug method. So it just pops off, pops on, easy enough to switch. Again, like I said, no more disassembling the arms to pick what design you want. And this guy poses fairly organically. Like, it took a little bit of finesse to get him into a pose that looks natural like this. But his articulation is intuitive. It feels natural. Now, obviously I'm going to put the web fist back on because that's just personal preference. The only thing that could have improved the web fist is if it had an articulated wrist joint, but again, not particularly necessary. You do also get a thwip effect, which just like most thwip effects, it goes around the wrist joint and then you plug the hand back on at the end. And this one is one of my favourite effects that I have in my collection. Because not only is it just your standard thwip where it's a web line coming out of his wrist, it's got an option to attach the funnel web at the end. And the funnel web isn't just kind of like a cone shape with some web texture to it. It's got the same effect that the Amazing Spider-Man one had, where he's trying to catch Gwen and it extends almost like a hand. It reminds me of that. It's got that shaping to it. And that's something I really like, and I will probably use this a lot in my stop motions going forwards. You can also see it's got a good bit of flex, so it's not going to snap if you like drop it or nudge it. That being said, don't purposefully try and bend it, because I imagine it would eventually weaken. My only gripe with this model kit is that the fists have the metallic blue paint on the back of the hands, but the wall crawling and the thwip hands don't. I'm not entirely sure if that's an error or if it was meant to be done like that, It's also a very easy fix. I do custom figures most of my time, so I've most likely got a paint or a marker pen that will just fill that in quite easily. Now, posing the three of these guys back up together, this is our Spider set from the Marvel Rivals. We've now got Peni Parker, Peter Parker, and Eddie Brock, or Venom, Spider-Man, and Spider. And these guys look amazing, especially together. Again, I'll be taking the claws off the back of them for my personal display. But I love these. These just work so nicely. Let me know what you guys think, and a huge thanks to Blockies for sending these my way.